Hey fam, welcome back. So I know that literally a few days ago on Christmas, you just seen this shirt, these earrings, etc. But I needed to record another video before I get out of here today. Again, you're seeing this on Friday, but it was recorded and I recorded it on Wednesday. But anyway, what I wanted to say to you is that during this holiday season, we get disappointed by our family, our friends, and especially our spouse or partner. And sometimes during this season, you can be really heated in the moment, or maybe your spouse is getting heated in the moment, and there is a bit of disrespect that comes along with the tensions rising and the season going the way that it is. And maybe you had friends and family coming out of town, or maybe you were the one who traveled. But with that being said, I'm going to talk about the 5 ways to get your partner up off of you. Basically, I'm talking about the 5 ways in order for when your partner is being disrespectful to you, what you should actually do. So I'm gonna talk about 5 things that you should do, or at least consider before you start popping off. So the very first thing is just to remember what they're saying is not necessarily true. Maybe they're calling you out of your name, or maybe they're just literally just being the rudest person that they could possibly be for whatever reason. Doesn't matter the reason. Just remember that whatever they are saying in that moment does not necessarily mean that it is true. They're saying it because they're hurt, and so they're trying to hurt you. And just remember that hurt people hurt people. Now, I'm definitely not condoning this behavior because it's not good. However, I know that it happens all too often. And so this is why I'm here addressing it here today, because you have to remember that you are correcting a lot of your behaviors this time, because literally in a few days, it will be a new decade. 2020 is just a couple of days away. And so with that being said, it's time for you to start being a grown-up and doing adult things when being in the relationships. And so if you're not the person who needs to hear this, send it to your spouse, because sometimes we don't hear it from our spouse, from our loved one, from our partner. We don't receive the message well. And so maybe you need to send this message over to them. So just because they said it doesn't mean that it is true. So just keep that in mind. The second thing is to literally be slow to speak, be slow to respond. And the reason why you're doing that is because words can hurt, words can sting, words can tear down a man or a woman. And once those words are out there, you cannot take those words back. So be slow to speak and literally try not to take it personally. I know we're talking about disrespecting us. That's going to be easier said than done. I get it. But the more times you act like an adult, not respond so quick just because you want to lash out and cut them with a knife, i.e. your words, sometimes you just have to step back and say, you know what? Maybe they're hurting. So because they're hurting, I got a whole bunch of stuff I could say, but I'm not going to say that, because once the words are out there, they cannot be taken back. And it takes 7 to 13 times for somebody to speak positivity in your life to get rid of one time somebody has said something negative to you. So one time negative, you have to hear something in between 7 to 13 times, because I keep hearing the number, it ranges. So in between 7 and 13 times in order to get rid of that one negative thing that's been said to you. So just think about all of the negative things that you have said to your spouse, that you have said to your partner. You now have to go back in between 7 and 13 different times in order to get rid of that one negative thing that you said about him or about her. Why do you want to work so hard? So be slow to speak, because again, once the words are out there, you cannot take them back. You just can't. But number 3, be ready to stand up and defend yourself in that moment. Yes, be slow to speak, but you also have to defend yourself, because we teach people how to treat us. You teach people how to treat you. I teach people how to treat me. And so if I'm willing to just let the disrespect go by the wayside, guess what? It's going to be easier to disrespect me next time. So if I'm disrespecting you, you don't say anything about it. You just let it go. Guess what? I feel that I have a right to disrespect you the next time. That's just the name of the game. It's not something that you necessarily even think about doing. But if you let me get away with it first time, it's going to be easier to get away with it the next time. And that is just a human nature thing. So even though, yes, you are slow to speak, point number 2, but number 3, still stand up and defend yourself, defend your honor. Because they got to learn how to treat you. And you are the only person that is going to teach them how to treat you. Number 4, remind him or her that this is unacceptable behavior. It's not going down like this. I get it. You're pissed off. But guess what? That tone of voice, your delivery of your message, you need to tighten up on that. I'm not your child. And I need for you to be able to respect me when you're speaking to me. Because I am respecting you by speaking to you in a respectful manner. And sometimes we just need to hear that. Sometimes we really just need to be put in our place. And that is just the truth. Sometimes people will not snap out of it until you get them right. But getting them right does not mean that you have to join their low life party. Low life meaning being disrespectful. You don't have to use all of the mean and nasty words in order for you to get your point across. You can talk just like I'm talking right now. Say, hey. I get it. You mad and pissed off. But you can't speak to me that. You cannot speak to me like that. You cannot speak to me in that manner. That is unacceptable behavior. I will not accept that behavior. See, I didn't curse not one time. I didn't raise my voice, but I need for you to understand you can't talk to me like that because I respect myself too much to let you disrespect me. Yes, you're my spouse. Yes, you're my partner, but I need for you to understand where we at. If you want me to respect you, you got to respect me. You do not get respect if you're not giving it to me. And if you're being too disrespectful for too long, then why are we in this relationship? That's a different video, but I'm just saying. You need to teach people how to treat you, including your spouse. Number 5. The reason why you are being slow to speak, but you're still speaking up, and you're teaching this person how to treat you, i.e. your spouse, is because you want to show respect on your end. You are choosing to be respectful. You are choosing not to raise your voice just because they did. You are choosing not to call him or her names just because they called you some very disrespectful names. You are choosing the calm tone of voice versus you raising your voice because they raised their voice, because that never helps anything, because neither one of you are listening to one another. You're actually trying to talk over one another just so you can get your point heard, when actually neither one of you can hear what the other person is saying. So during this season, tempers can fly. This can go for family, friends, and of course your spouse. When people are being disrespectful to you, you have to speak up sooner than later. Do not let this stuff fester within you, because then you start to be resentful toward them, and you also start to be catty or petty toward that person too, because you feel like you didn't say anything in that moment. You're actually pissed off with yourself, but instead of you talking to them straight on, you be passive aggressive about it, or talk behind their back, or hold on to the feelings, and the next time they need something you say X, Y, and Z, and then do ABC. Don't be that person. Just speak up. Teach people how to treat you. You will be happier. You will be healthier. You will feel that you actually chose yourself in the end. I love you guys. Have a wonderful holiday season. I will see you guys very, very soon. We are getting so close to 2020, a new decade. Can you believe that? What are your plans for the new decade? I definitely want to hear them. I'll talk to you guys in the next video. I love you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. See ya.